This is Zach Lego here, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. We are here, continuing right where we last left off to begin the 4th class trial. Now, before this starts, you know what, I was going to try and make a guess who I think it is. I have no idea. Well, first off, it can't be Himiko, it can't be Kibo, and it can't be Maki, because they were all by the chapel side. Can't be any of them since Miu was killed on the mansion. Can't be Kaito, because he was logged out before the death, before she died, and he never logged back in, so it can't be him, since she was killed in the virtual world. So then the culprits, I know it's not me. I know it's not me. Okay, so it's not them four, other than Miu. Not them. Okay, it's not them three or Miu, and it's not me. Damn, that means we were already only down. There's such little people. We're already down to only three culprits or 3 suspects, which is Samugi. She could have maybe. Who knows? Maybe she could have left at some point. Kokichi could be lying about being a salon. And Gunta is a suspect. I have a feeling that it's gonna be somebody like Gunta. This is gonna be the one chapter where it's like. It's gonna be somebody killed is gonna be somebody who we wouldn't expect. And since it said there's a device error, what if there was a device error with Gunta and he messed up like the chords and put them in the wrong way? Because he kept saying stuff like, I don't understand, I don't know what's going on. What if he actually doesn't remember anything? Because he couldn't see it, he probably couldn't even see anything. Because he had an error in his device. Kokichi could have also manipulated Gunta into killing Miu for him. Like, maybe Kokichi knew Miu was gonna try and kill him, so he had Gunta kill her with the toilet paper. I don't know. Let's begin the class trial. Okay, here we go.
What happens if the votes result in 2 first places?
Huh? You mean like a tie? It means they're both the blackened. As long as one of them is correct.
Daddy!
Yeah.
Thanks. Since that's answered, I can start enjoying this life or death game now.
What game? How long are you gonna keep saying that?
Just ignore Kokichi. The rest of us need to work together to find the truth. Got it! He can't die! Oh, Mark! It's...
But now...
That's none of your business!
We should focus on the class trial. First, we need to...
Kaito's the culprit!
What? Say that to my...
While we were all still logged in, Kaito logged out alone, right? You were able to move freely. Doesn't that mean you could have committed the murder?
Don't screw around! Kaito right. Kaito couldn't have...
How long are you gonna keep saying that? We already saw that a bunch of times.
The fact that Kaito was the only one logged out is suspicious. He's not the culprit, he can't be. Idiot. It's not the freaking culprit. We literally are at the halfway point of the people. We started with 16, now we got 8.
Kaito logged out first, by himself. You was still logged in there. That's when you poisoned her, right, Kaito?
That? Just that? It is, okay. That was it. That was really easy, actually. It took like 2 seconds.
Miu wasn't killed by poison, and the warning on the label proves it. Drinking the poison would result in subconjunctival hemorrhaging. In other words, your eyes would be bloodshot.
Oh, but Miu's body...
No, her eyes were not bloodshot.
That's right. Her eyes weren't bloodshot.
Then what was that poison for?
Probably a diversion. The culprit wanted us to think Miu died by poison.
Then, what was her real cause of death?
Miu's real cause of death, the only one I can think of is... Yes. What was Miu's cause of death? Do I use quartz? What am I supposed to use? What? There we go.
Mew's cause of death was the killing game simulator itself. In the virtual world, if your avatar takes fatal damage, your real body dies of shock. That was made clear in the program's text file.
Mew received fatal damage in the virtual world and died from that shock.
In that case, it's fair to say that the cause of death was actually the simulator.
Gonta has question. Where is this virtual world place? What floor is it on?
If you don't understand, then don't say anything.
This is what I'm trying to say. Gunta has said all this time he doesn't know what's going on. What if Gunta literally doesn't know what's going on because that was his device? The device error was for Gunta, and he put it in the wrong spot.
If Mew was killed in the virtual world, is what caused her to incur fatal damage within the virtual?
So her cause of death in the virtual world
Still
is the one
sticking
that
with the toilet
matters.
It seems like Gonta is confused. So we split into...
Yeah.
The ones who searched the mansion were
Yeah.
me, that NPC Kaito,
Hey, who you calling NPC?
and the others who searched the chapel were Keyboy, Maki,
How could someone have given her fatal damage in that? That's what we gotta think about.
Aww, little Himiko is all grown up.
That was uncalled for!
Let's begin then.
The fatal damage that Mew received in the virtual world. Let's pin that down. Can it be obvious? The way her body looks, it's freaking obviously strangulation. She obviously got freaking strangled. That's obvious. Okay, yes, I'm
In
assuming
the
I
virtual
gotta
world, Mew is
No,
fatal
didn't mean to shoot, didn't mean to shoot, didn't mean to shoot.
Let's focus our efforts on
Didn't
that
mean to
first.
shoot, there.
Whoever did that to me was brought right next to her avatar. It has to be the hammer!
Or going to beat her with his bare hands.
Are we certain that blunt force was involved? I think strangulation is more likely.
Yes.
I agree.
I feel like that's obvious. All you have to do is take one look at her body and be like, yeah, she was strangled.
Mew's body showed severe trauma and signs of a struggle.
Yeah, she looked like she suffered. Very...
Right. And the virtual world is connected to our five. If her body experienced pain, she must have been in pain. Knowing that, I believe Maki is correct.
Yeah, definitely. Strangling and poison are the only method, but we already removed the possibility of poison. Also, when a victim is poisoned, that Mew was holding her throat.
Oh, the assassin master.
In that case, her exact cause of death has been...
But is strangulation even possible in the If the avatars were equally strong,
Yeah, if she was just as strong as them, no way they could have strangled her.
Then the culprit would need a tool. There are tons of cases where a weaker person would strangle.
Wow, you know a lot about.
But was there even a rope in that world?
Then they must have used something else as a rope.
Something else for a rope. I have an idea of what it might be. Conducting an investigation. The toilet paper! Right? It has to be toilet paper.
This is it!
I called it. They strangled over toilet paper.
During the investigation, we found toilet paper outside the mansion.
Yep.
I'm guessing that the toilet paper was used to strangle.
Gonta, no can ignore that!
Oh, Gunta is trying to do something else. Oh, this is a new thing.
What do you mean, Shuichi? Huh? What's wrong? Shuichi goofing off. Not gentlemanly at all. There's no time for nonsense! Nobody used toilet paper in place of rope! Would tear too easy! I'll cut through your words!
There we go.
The toilet paper wouldn't tear, because in the virtual world, objects are unbreakable.
You're so dumb.
If objects can't break in that world, and since it couldn't tear, it could... Gonta, not really... Sorry, Shuichi. Gonta was wrong.
It's okay, Gonta. Don't worry about it.
killed by toilet paper.
A fitting end? I do not fully.
But if Mew was killed near the chapel,
Maybe the culprit tried to get rid of it, to destroy the...
The culprit meant to get rid of the evidence and they did a poor job of it. It's a much better place they could have destroyed it.
If toilet paper was the murder weapon, then what's the deal with the hammer next?
Perhaps the culprit prepared a backup weapon.
No, the culprit didn't.
No? But who else?
I already know who brought the hammer. The person who brought the hammer was me.
That's it!
Mew was the one who brought the hammer. Remember what she told us?
Yeah, she did say she deleted it.
If that were true, she wouldn't... Meaning that Mew must have left it on...
Bit.
But why?
You brought the hammer for sure, but what did she need it for? You need to make that clear. She committed murder! The whole time. She did try to commit a murder, that's right. It's just that she didn't succeed with the murder.
Let's assume that Mew brought the hammer. What was she planning to do with it?
maybe use it to break down a wall?
Uses for a hammer.
Don't I know? Mew gonna build stuff with hammer.
Probably just brought it for self-defense.
Or she secretly met up with someone.
I agree.
So far, this class trial is super freaking easy. This is a super freaking easy class trial so far. I'm speeding through this.
Mew was gonna meet up with someone in the virtual...
Mm-hmm. With me.
What is that?
I overheard them talking about it at the...
By the way, Mew asked to meet up with me before we went. I totally forgot where we were supposed to meet, so...
Wait, so Mew called Kokichi?
If Mew brought the hammer...
Michi already figured it out. She was planning to kill Kokichi.
That's it!
She was trying to kill Kokichi.
She was what?
Yep. She plotted to meet up with me, and then if you want to prove this, you'll need to figure it...
Mew's plan, huh? I'm sure if I analyze the clues we found, I can figure something out. Alright, let's do it. Yeah, Psych Taxi! Favorite game mode in this game. I don't know how I'm supposed to get all four of those. Who tried to kill Kokichi? I wonder who! I wonder who tried that. It's not like we just said. It's not like we just said who tried. It's not like we just said the answer to that question. Think about this one. It's a difficult question. I wonder who could have done that. Really can't think of it. I really don't even need to move. There we go. Where was Mew trying to kill Kokichi? On the rooftop. On the roof. Bring him to the roof and bonk him on the head with the hammer. Okay, or the virtual world. I was talking about like the place that she tried to meet up, but okay. Why was a bottle of poison on Kokichi's seat? For her, they're trying to make it seem like that poison. Let's see. Or yeah. Divert attention is misplaced. Hidden evidence. Divert attention. Yup. Got it. Took me like a single minute. A full minute to do that.
She wanted it to appear as if Kokichi was killed.
She placed the poison
Also,
on my
freaking
seat to
crappy
make us think
plan by
murder
Miyu.
happened in the real
We
world.
would have instantly figured that out. Because she would have been like, he died from the poison, and we would have looked at the poison label and been like, no, he didn't. He doesn't have bloodshot eyes. And she would have been like, God damn. We would figure her out instantly. That was such a bad plan.
She did that too?
She talked about so much of how she's so smart, yet she had the worst plan she could have possibly had.
What? You was the one who put that. No, that ain't right.
No, she was definitely the one who placed it. Who else could? Miyu was really the last one to log out. Log in, log out record.
When could Mew have put the poison there?
If she did place the poison without us noticing, then she must have logged out at some point.
Nope.
And then what? Log back in?
Kokichi, weren't you in the salon around that time? Did you see her log in or log out at all?
Nope, I didn't see that at all.
If she hadn't logged in or out, then you couldn't have placed the poison.
Did I have to do that?
Who put poison bottles?
I think that's what I was supposed to do, but I just want to check to make
The
sure.
only person who logged out early was Kaito.
Kaito, your grave just...
Okay, it was that. Okay, got it. I already know it
If she hadn't logged in, then you could the poison.
There we go.
That's wrong.
Because at the very beginning, when we first all entered, she was the very last person to log in.
It was Miyu who planted the poison. She had plenty of time to do it.
Is this a record of who went in and out of the virtual world?
That's right. It says that Miyu was the last of us to log in.
Yep.
Yeah, what about it?
If she logged in last, she would have had time to move around in the real world.
That's right. She could have placed poison bottles.
This was all part of Mew's. She tried to kill me in the virtual world, then pinned the crime on Kaito,
Well, that's not my fault.
which is why she manually logged you out.
So she did that?
Yep.
Yes, I'm positive. Miyu used a method only she could use to log Kaito out manually.
How did you log Kaito out? With the cell phone. She used her phone. She used a cell phone to log Kaito out.
It was the cell phone found by... That cell phone worked the same way as the phone in the salon. I verified this myself when I spoke...
I see. With that cell phone,
But Miu never mentioned the cell phone, right?
That's what Shuichi referred to when he mentioned she kept the cell phone a secret on purpose.
So,
And she tried to set me up.
Well, I knew that from the start.
Then why did you say I was the...
Because I wanted to get it through your thing. People you trust and defend will ultimately betray. Well, I think your ideals should stay the... Because phonies like you are what... Don't you agree? Anywho, it's a blessing in disguise that...
What you mean?
Because she wouldn't have said anything about what really happened in the virtual... You guys would have had a way harder time finding the culprit, you know? She would have been able to lie about the virtual world settings as much as she wanted.
Not really.
And you'd never know that the murder actually took place in the virtual world.
So that's why she decided to attempt a murder.
And the reason Mew was so insistent we go into the virtual world was...
So she could kill somebody. I said that already.
I was sad that she was gone, but now I don't know what to think.
See? That's an ideal fun situation.
Kokichi's.
Really?
No. You're just... Both of you are cowards. You never...
Wait, coward? You say...
Smiling, putting on a mask, never... That kind of cowardice is just like... Listen up, Kokichi. The hell with this game of suspicion crap. I'm just gonna believe in everyone. Instead of suspecting my friends...
Well, if you think you can win this game...
Of course I can.
How long are you guys going to argue? Let's hurry. If we don't find the culprit, then...
Oh, you're wrong.
if we are going to begin searching for the culprit,
Huh?
You were meeting with Mio, but she ended up... So it's only natural for us to think...
Here's my answer. I never met up.
You...
I tried to go to the roof to meet up with...
Isn't lockpicking your specialty?
I couldn't pick locks with my... Also, I never went to the roof.
I remember. You and Gonta went off together.
But was the door to the roof? And I was on the roof before logging.
How should I?
Then who locks the door to the roof?
I already told you.
When I went to the roof, it wasn't locked.
What good would it be if I lied?
Lying would do you a lot of good if you...
Oh,
What kind of response is that?
Wait, there's no point in arguing about Before we get to that, we need to discover the truth behind Mew's death. Truth? There were mysterious circumstances. We need to make sense of those.
Wow, Shuichi, you know your... Yes, keep up the hard work. The fate of our lives.
So, what is the...
Kokichi claims it was Mew who chose the meeting, but I'm wondering how she got from the chapel to the mansion's roof.
I see. Mew sent the bridge.
If that's the case, then Mew might not have even gone.
True, first we need to determine if Mew was actually there or not. Did she go or was she never on the roof at all?
Mew was waiting for me to arrive. I'm sure she was waiting on the rooftop of the mansion.
No, Mew should have been at the chapel. Look at where her avatar fell. It's right next to the chapel.
How would she have gotten to the mansion? There was no bridge over the river.
A bridge would be the only way to get across.
So, her meeting with Kokichi...
She stood me up!
Okay, what do I do for this?
Mew was waiting for me to arrive. I'm sure she was waiting on the rooftop of the mansion.
No, Mew should have been at the chapel.
Oh, here. Here we go.
That's wrong!
So she wasn't at the chapel. She was at the mansion.
Mew must have gone to the mansion. We have a witness.
Yeah. When I was searching the dining room, I saw Mew pass by the window.
Then why didn't you say so sooner?
Sorry. I thought I was just mistaken at first, since there was no way she could have come to the mansion. But I guess I wasn't mistaken after all. That was
Then, how did she get to the mansion?
There must have been some special method only Mew knew. Like,
There's no doubt about that. If a murder occurred when it was impossible, she used a secret method to move from the chapel.
She dropped the bridge to make a huge scene.
So, what secret method did she use?
It won't be that easy to figure out.
No worries, guys. As long as...
what are you saying? We can't just rely on Shuichi. This class trial's for all of us. Shut up!
I don't have time to deal with Kokichi right now. I need to focus on the case. How did that Mew use some kind of special method to get to the mansion? I just have to figure out what it was.
The way across
Wall.
I only Mew knew about.
like a hidden bridge besides that signboard maybe.
Or, instead of bridge, Mew used some kind of vehicle to go over.
Or maybe she teleported with magic. Or she used a warp zone.
Maybe there's a place you could cross without a bridge.
A hidden route that only Mew could use.
Here we go.
I agree.
That's it, Kibo. There was a hidden route only... Mew modified the program to add a special wall. The wall stretches... It's unclear whether Mew added the wall by the man. We do know that that wall was set so that only objects could pass through.
Don't be naive, Shuichi. Jeez, Mew set up a weird wall like that is suspicious. But it's got nothing
Nothing to do with it.
You don't even realize. Oh well, my sidekick's mistakes.
Okay then. What do we got?
What we gotta figure out is how Mew got from the chapel to... So why waste time talking about the It's pointless. We gotta take a whole new approach here.
Oh, do I gotta do...
No, wait just a second. It's not actually impossible at all.
But you just said so, didn't you? That wall Mew set up only lets non-human objects go through it. Humans aren't able to pass through. So Mew obviously wouldn't be able to go through that wall. She's not just an object after all.
There we go.
I'll cut through your words.
The wall wasn't the only thing that... She also changed her avatar settings from human to
From human to
Which means the virtual she could have passed through a wall that...
Don't get ahead of yourself, Kite. I already told you. The more... So totally late.
Kokichi, enough! I was...
I don't care. It just means even I make mistakes.
Okay.
It's...
Kokichi, please refrain from making...
So, if Mew messed with the program,
Then her secret route was through that wall.
that's it, right? Like, I bet Mew had a hidden passage.
But even if she could walk through walls, because Mew said...
She probably lied. There would be no point in going.
You lie.
I wonder what the truth is.
That cum-soaked urinal cake was totally lying. She lived a life of pride, vulgarity, and secrets.
Kokichi, you know have to go.
Stop it! Hey! You can't tell
Oh, did I just miss something important? Hold on, let me check. There was no hidden route. Oh!
Oh, if you say that hint is...
He keeps saying all that stuff about me to get the cup to reveal something. I should thank him, but I have no idea why he does this sometimes.
So now that we know there's no hidden route, what? If there's actually nothing past the wall, then that's it.
You wouldn't have done something meaningful.
Yes. Mew definitely wanted to be able... We aren't sure why yet, but once we...
Mystery of...
There have been a lot of strange occurrences. If we can determine why, we'll know why she wanted to pass...
All right, let's clear up those...
Yeah, going to will help.
Speaking of strange occurrences, remember that thing that made us notice?
The events that led us there. It's the loud sound.
This is it!
Yep.
You mean the loud sound that you...
You all heard that sound too?
Yes, in the man.
But that sound occurred near the chapel.
First off, sound can't go past... Did that sound really come from the chap?
That sound was something hitting the chapel.
And we definitely heard it.
You heard my voice too?
What?
Exactly. That has to be...
Okay, well, let's check the answers later. There was another mysterious phenomenon in...
Kokichi talked like he noticed something.
Even Gonta is suspicious of...
Sorry. There's no need to apologize to him.
What was the other strange occurrence?
Another mysterious phenomenon. It shouldn't have been possible to be in the mansion that loud noise. I need to remember everything that happened there. I think, is it talking about the sign appearing in that one place where it shouldn't have, like on our side of the screen? Yep. That's it right here. The strange occurrence, the pots and pans in the kitchen, that's very strange. Very strange occurrence right there.
The sign that we were using as a bridge...
Odd how?
We mentioned it before, but Mew dropped the sign in the... We found it later, but there was something...
And the sign was definitely weird. Mostly confused by how the sign got there. I remember exactly what happened with that sign. Alright, here we go. Another psych taxi, okay. I missed some. That's fine. Which point was the signboard swept away? Okay. We have 4 to do now. Oh, frick. We gotta do a lot more. By a lot more, I mean 1 more. Swept away at the river. Where's the end of the river? Chapel side, right? If this doesn't work, then I think it's telling me to see mansion side. Yeah, I think the real end of the river is the mansion side, but on the map it's the chapel side. So when we think the world is, it's the chapel side. Don't hit the car. Whoa, almost ran over him. Oh, frick, I'm missing a lot. I'm missing a lot. Where's the signboard found after it slipped away at the mansion side? Yep. Yeah, one more. It's very difficult to mess up. It's freaking 1 lane. Look at the river's current. Which way did the signboard float? What is it trying to? Is it trying to tell me that it followed the current, or did it go against the current? Compared to the river's current, I'm gonna say blue. Okay, so it did go through. It did follow the river's current. That's correct. It definitely followed the river's current, but with what we know, we have to say it went against it.
It appeared as though the sign was carried We all saw Mew drop the sign, and the river was... The sign should have traveled downriver It should have hit the wall on the far side of the chapel, but that's not where we found...
Because objects pass through.
We found it near the mansion, nestled in...
The signboard should have been near the chapel.
Hold up. Didn't you stay on the chapel side? She probably grabbed the signboard from the chapel wall, then left it on the boulders near the mansion so she...
Why would she leave the signboard where it could get swept away and leave her stranded?
Also, this has nothing to do with walking through the... We're so close to the truth. All the mysterious things that happen...
How?
A wall-only object. A signboard going against the river.
What?
We would be in a lot of trouble. The only one who can solve this...
Well, the unnatural way the sign was carried is...
Okay, what clues way to the unnatural way the signboard was carried on the river? What clue? Map, nope. What's the wall? Is it just a signboard and I'm overthinking it? No. Maybe it's the wall. I don't think anything else other than the wall that could be it. There it is.
This is it! It might have to do with the wall that... The sign should have stopped at the wall, but if that wall happened to be the one that...
I see. It's a wall only... That means the signboard can...
Even if it could pass through the chapel wall,
The only way it could do that is if the wall was a warp zone.
That's right, that's the real issue here. How could a soundboard pass through the wall but end up on the mansion side? What would explain that?
Leave it to me, Shuichi.
What?
This is the virtual world.
Shuichi might be on something there. We need to forget about what we know and just think about it. How did the soundboard pass through the wall downstream and end up upstream? Putting common sense aside and focus on the flow of the river. Let the soundboard pass through the wall and end upstream. There we go. They connect.
What if both ends of the river...
Yes, it goes
Exactly.
through there,
To put it
and then
another
it
way,
goes through and goes through to the other side.
it's all part of one big loop.
what? What are you talking?
Again, throw out all common sense.
Then what about the wall? There was only one...
Right. Even if the river's connected and it goes through
Well,
the
here's
chapel
to
wall,
think about. What if both of those walls are the same wall?
it wouldn't have been able to go through the mansion.
What if
wall,
both of those
too.
are the same exact wall? Wait, in that case,
I got it. I know why Mew only set...
the reason she only set up one wall is because the chapel and the mansion walls. The reason she only set up one wall because they're the same wall.
That's it.
They're the same wall.
The walls by the chapel and the mansion aren't separate. They're the same wall. It's not just the river. The walls themselves. Don't think of it as two separate walls. That single wall divides the entire... The idea is, you pass through the wall by the...
See, didn't I tell you?
Damn it, Kokichi! Just tell us.
It's okay. If both the river and wall are connected, Shuichi, you already know the secret.
Secret, huh? Yes, I suppose we should clear that up. And solve the mystery of the virtual world. What is the unique feature of the virtual world? I think it's the first word's world. If I'm making a W. Yeah, damn, where's that W? Oh, there's a W. Yeah. The world. Try your letters. Okay, not RW. Oh. Oh. The world loops. E. They're up here. And S. There we go.
I see now.
Yes, that's it. The loop.
Just like in old games, right? When a character goes off the left side of the screen,
Yes, exactly. The edges of the virtual...
The virtual world...
What the what?
If that's true, it would... It vanished instantly. And floated with the current until it got...
What was the world like before me?
Actually, there wasn't a wall on the y-axis at all.
Are you serious? Even if...
A looping world.
But at least it's not a boring answer.
Huh? It doesn't explain. Because we still don't know why we heard that one.
Yeah, sound doesn't go past the...
Actually, if we know that the world is a loop... Huh? Yes. But first we need to be clear where the loop...
Where the loop starts. Doesn't it loop at the walls next to the mansion and chapel?
Not necessarily. If we heard a noise at...
And it loops right at the middle.
There!
That's where it loops.
The map loading point was where the virtual... We thought the loading point was in the middle of the map. But the loading point was actually at the edges.
So the wall Mew created wasn't at the edges of the world, but rather, her wall was at the center of the world.
I see. So the mansion and any sounds emitted near the chapel would... The wall only allows non-humans to pass.
That's right. That's how the...
For you to get this far!
For you to get this far...
Nope. Mew pulled the Mew also... It all began when Mew showed us because of the map, which in turn made the mansion...
But the structure of the world wasn't actually... There was a wall along the y-axis.
By putting that wall in the center of that...
So ever since Mew showed us that map, we were... But we solved this mystery.
Yeah. If Shuichi wasn't...
That's right. Good.
Thanks, Shuichi.
You're welcome.
Just because we found out the virtual world. Actually, even if we know all the tricks, it's... That's how a class trial...
Shuichi talking like... No matter what you say, I'm gonna believe in everyone.
What's Kokichi's plan here? He's definitely recruiting at Kaito on purpose. There's no time for distractions like him. What we have to do is find the culprit who killed Mew. Doesn't matter how many little mysteries we solve, if we can't find the culprit, it'll all be for nothing. I still don't know for sure who it could be. We used Mew's own plan against her to kill her. Who killed Mew? Intermission. Dash and intermission. Yes, I'd like to save. So I'm going to leave this episode of Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony here. We got through the first half of the class trial, we figured out the whole secret of the virtual world, which I was mainly correct about it. Now we need to figure out who the killer is, which might be a little bit difficult, but eventually I feel like we could figure this out. Anyways, I'm going to leave this episode of Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony here. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, make sure you guys like this video. If you guys have been enjoying my videos lately, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. This command is totally free. You can unsubscribe anytime and help me get to 120 subscribers as soon as possible. As always, I'll see you in the next one.